Hi, welcome to this DCP Insight video. In today's video, I want to show you 5 websites that truly blew my mind. Okay, so before we start, if you'd like to check out these websites yourself, I'll put a link in the YouTube description to my blog post where I'm going to list out all 5 of these websites, and you can just visit that blog post, click on the links, and you'll be able to go and visit these websites as well. Okay, let's go ahead and open up the web browser and we'll take a look at the first website. So this website, I believe it's about an event, right? So it's a ticketing event. So when you click here, it takes you into the website. And I kind of like this line here. You've got this line, you've got all these sort of little particles flying off. So you can even create these particles in Blender. You could animate them in here somehow, I guess. But I think this is more done with sort of JavaScript possibly. But I like the movement in here. So as I'm moving the cursor, I can see like the lines moving sort of in the same direction. And if you click on line up here, you get this little sort of table pop up with all the different artists. Right, for this particular event, you can click on an artist, and then it will pop up and give you a bit of information and tell you sort of what times they're going to be on that event. And it's got links to their Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. You can click back here and then go down and scroll down and click on another event or another person or group, and you can see information about them. And you can close it here, nice and easy, right? And you can click on the menu here. You've got this nice sort of navigation system. So I think it's a very clean, easy to understand design. I just like the color scheme and the way it's been designed. I like the movement as well. So as you're moving your cursor, this line's kind of moving in the same direction, right? It just looks very cool, doesn't it? So you can click here, you can go to the merchandise, you can go to the shop and buy shop products. You know, I'll leave you to go and experiment with this particular website. So I'll put a link to my blog post where you can gain access to this particular website. Okay, let's head over to the second website. And this one's very dynamic. I really do like this site. Like the parallax effects that you've got here, you've got a lot of motion, and they've spent quite a lot of energy building this website. You can tell that they've put a lot of effort into building this site. And I'm a web designer myself, so when I see stuff like this, it kind of blows my mind that you can, you know, really achieve goals like this if you put the time and effort into learning web development. You can truly do something quite dynamic. You can click on this little arrow down here, or you can use your mouse wheel to kind of scroll down. As I'm scrolling my mouse wheel, you can see the movement here, like this 3D sort of effect. We can see the information popping up here, and as I scroll further down, you've got this nice effects, this transition here. And as we keep moving, it transitions into other elements and other parts of this website. It's really about, you know, being very dynamic in terms of design. So I don't know how they built this site, but whoever built it is pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing job what they've done here. So I don't know what you think. I think you should go and experiment and go and check out this site, and I think you can you know, learn something from this site as well. It's not just about checking out the visual aspects and so forth, but there's quite a lot to learn from here, I believe, as well. So it's a site for knowledge as well. So as we scroll down, we can just keep scrolling. So I'm just using my mouse wheel really. So it's quite an easy site for anyone to use if you think about it. All you got to do is just scroll on your mouse wheel, and you're moving through these pages, moving through the sections on this website in this sort of dynamic fashion. So definitely one of my favorite websites I've found this month, and I think you should go and check it out as well. You've got a little navigation here as well. You can just pad through and tab through these different sections. So definitely this is one of my top favorite websites that I found this week. Okay, let's move on to the next site. Okay, so this site was quite interesting as well. So it's like the Russian Panteon, right? So the Russian Pantheon. And as we start to scroll down this page, you see some sort of movement, and we can read about the history, 128 statues of the monument, right? You can read a little bit about information about it, and I think this is very much knowledge based, right? So as we're moving our mouse cursor, we get to see like some information about the history of this statue. You get to read quite a lot of information about it, and as I'm moving my mouse cursor, you can see all these sort of effects, and I like the way that you can move upwards and downwards, and this sort of 3D effect on this statue here, the way it all zooms in, and it's very clear picture. It's very easy to see, it's good on the eye, right? It's a very interesting website. I think it serves really two good purposes. One is it's a nice way to convey some information, so it's not just your boring flat website. You know, it's talking about Christianity, it's talking about this statue and lots of information about it, but at the same time it's very dynamic, right? You can see the clarity of the picture here. It's a very interesting way to present information and present a website. I think it's quite unique. I haven't seen very much like this, so hopefully you'll have some time to sit down and maybe read through this information. I had a brief read of it, but I was just blown away with the way it's so dynamic, and the way that this website functions, right? And again, it's just a mouse wheel. That's it, literally just a mouse wheel on its own, and you can browse through this whole website without having to press a single mouse button, type in a key, do anything. It's literally all dynamic, built off of the mouse wheel. So I'll put a link to this one inside of the blog post as well, because I think it's definitely worthy, one of them top 3 that I found this month. So let's move on to the next site. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out this next website. It's called solitaire.com. It's spelled with actually a couple of S's there, right? SS solitaire.com. So I'll put a link to this one inside of the blog post, and I thought this one was quite interesting as well. You can just hold down your mouse wheel, you can do like this crazy stuff here, holding down the mouse button, then it kind of flips over to the next card, and they're promoting this particular product, right? It's a stack of cards basically, but you can play a game here, so you can have it dynamic. You can go ahead and look at the cards. You can switch over to dark mode, which I thought was quite interesting. You can just click a mouse button and just easily flick between dark mode and light mode, which I quite liked. You just keep drawing out these interesting icons, and it will flip over and show you another card here. You can play the game. You can 6 stop socks cards. Let's click here. Let's see what this is about. So I just like the way it's so 3D and so free moving, right? It's very dynamic in terms of design. So it's saying it's 22 euros, I believe. The card, get your cards here. Let's go back to the menu. I believe there's like a game, right? So you can play a game. So here you can see all the cards. I believe these are the cards that you're buying, right? So these are going to be the designs on the cards. So this must be some famous artist, or they're promoting their particular product. I thought this was going to be like a solitaire game, but I think it's like a matching cards. You know, you've got to match the cards. Some sort of game like that where you flip them over and you've got to match the cards. So I'll leave you to go and play with that. You can click on buy the deck here, and you click it, and it will show you the deck here, and it will say like get your cards here. You click that, and it should take you through to a shop where you can actually purchase it. So think about that. That's just kind of really, it's really an e-commerce store, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's just selling a product, but it's done it in such a dynamic way, in such a different way. I think it's quite interesting. Okay, so let's move on to the next site. I think this one was quite interesting, but I think the last one I've saved is the best one. Okay, so for the last website, we'll wait for this to load. It takes a little bit of time to load, and this one's got audio playing in it as well, and it's got a lot of motion, a lot of video in there as well. So it says begin your journey, right? So you've got this lady, she's walking around, so we'll click begin your journey, and I'm actually going to mute it or bring down the volume quite a bit here, but there's some like nice music playing in the background, just pretty chilled out music really. And you've got this lady, she's kind of walking through this scene, and then it kind of pauses, and then you get these little bubbles pop up. You can click on the bubbles, and it's really about selling products, right? But just doing it in a different way, just very dynamic, and I like the way that they've kind of approached this website. I wouldn't say it's kind of the best way to sell product, but definitely different, you know. A lot of effort's been put into this site. You can see they've gone out and done sort of filming, and they've kind of changed things. It's really about this rug here, to believe it or not, this actual rug here that you see on the floor. That's the product that they're actually promoting and selling. So when I click back here, you can go to shop collection here, and when you click on shop collection, you can see the different options here for these different types of products. And you can shop here, or you can go to experience. When you click experience, it will take you through to a different video sequence, right? So I think that's quite interesting the way that they've done that. Definitely different, very different. So you see it pauses here, you get the little bubbles, you can click on them, and then it shows you like the material, like a close-up of the material and the surrounding. So I guess they've kind of themed each type of rug. These are like handmade rugs. I guess they're quite expensive. We're going to go and find out how much they cost in a moment, or maybe they're not so expensive, but I guess they're durable and well made. So if we click back here, we should be able to click on the second bubble. Let's just see what happens on this one. I'm just curious. I think this is just like more of an information bubble, and the other one's more like demonstrating the product as well. But definitely different, right? How many e-commerce stores have you been where you've got like this motion graphics, and just the way to convey the information is very different. So I think that's definitely a nice way to do it. Let's, out of curiosity, let's see, shop collection. That's this one here. Let's go to the shop and let's see. Right, it's only like $1,300 to $4,000. So it's not the cheapest product, right? But I think this is in Australian dollars, I believe. I don't think it's American dollars. I think it's Australian dollars. So that might make it a little bit cheaper. Who knows? But if it's handmade, if it's a luxury product, and if you've got the money to spend, then you know, why not spend it? It's only $4 grand. Not the cheapest option, eh? But website completely amazing. If you click experience here, let's just check out one more. So definitely they've put a lot of energy into this site. It's called the House of Grey. That's the name of the business, I believe. And this is their product that they're promoting. So I guess it's quite a niche product. It's not maybe for everyone, but if you click here, can you see like she's looking up at the rug? This is the rug above, and you click it, and then you can see her standing there looking at the rug, and it kind of gives you a bit of information. It's Afghan wool. That's probably why it's so expensive. It's, you know, it's a very niche product. It's not mass manufactured, I guess, but definitely different approach. As I'm moving the mouse, it's quite dynamic. Definitely a different level website, right? Okay, so that's kind of the last site that we'll be looking at in this collection of websites that have inspired me over the last few days. So I'm going to go out and hunt for some more websites, and if I find something that is, you know, quite different and unique in some way, I'd like to make some more videos like this. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and I'll try and hunt down some more dynamic websites for you guys to go and visit. I'll put these 5 into my blog post. You can go and visit my blog post. You can go and visit these sites yourself and go and check them out and see what you think as well. Okay, that's the end of this insight video. Let's minimize this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next DCP Web video.